Welcome everyone everywhere to the Elite Thinking Club, a podcast dedicated to critical thinking. Guys, it is our 1 year anniversary. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I still can't believe it.
I feel like we've been doing it in a positive way, like forever. It just feels like part of my life.
Yeah,
so it
for
just
real.
feels really strange when you say a year, because it just feels like it's much longer than that. I've had so much fun doing it. It's mad. Yeah.
Oh,
really
it's
mad.
Great. So
but then
it's
also
weird
it's
feeling,
gone that quickly. It's gone that quick.
Yeah.
That's mad.
There's both of them.
It is. And we're going to be talking about this tonight. So stay tuned. Guys, this is the Elite Thinking Club. It's a podcast dedicated to critical thinking. Critical thinking is the analysis of facts to form a judgment. That the subject is complex, which includes the rational, skeptical, and unbiased analysis or evaluation of factual evidence. Critical thinking is self-directed, self-disciplined, and self-monitored, self-monitored and self-corrective thinking. It presupposes assent to rigorous standards of excellence and mindful command of their use. It entails effective communication and problem-solving abilities, as well as a commitment to overcome native egocentrism and sociocentrism. In layman's terms, you cannot change anything unless you're willing to understand it, and you cannot understand it unless you're willing to explore it. A good debate doesn't get ugly. We may talk of things that make people feel vulnerable. Beliefs held sacred may be challenged because of life experiences, but we're not trying to make people wrong or to incite riot, but simply explore. Welcome to the Elite Thinking Club. So it's our 1 year anniversary, and I'm Chris George Julian, and I'm joined tonight by my co-hosts Michael and Liz. Guys, right.
I'm trying to do a party pop.
Party pop. So
I was going to make a cake, but then it wouldn't have been fair me sitting on the screen eating it all to myself. So
because there's some people out there with New Year resolutions. Just scoffing cake in their face whilst they're trying to do their no. Do you, Michael, why have you put that as your what are you doing? Are you celebrating that episode? So let's talk about some of the episodes we've done. Michael's just
party poppers.
Oh, you're looking for party poppers. We've done a lot of episodes, but let's take it right back. How did it all begin? When was it?
So a year ago today, was it actually today? A year ago today, or
around the 7th?
It was a year.
Yeah.
So a year ago, there was loads of little screens with loads of little heads and loads of little people. So it started quite different. There was obviously more people on the screen.
And we wasn't live. We wasn't live.
We were just there with each other originally.
Yeah. And
which is mad. And now I think 2 lives.
I wanted to do it because I found myself in a place where we'd done a year of, was it a year? Yeah, about a year roughly of lockdown. So it was the start of the pandemic. And my conspiracy brain started going crazy, innocently started going crazy, because you know, and I know, and we've done episodes on this about conspiracies and ruling elites and Illuminati and Freemasons. And if you haven't done so, guys, you should definitely go back and check a few of our first few episodes so you can see the growth. But not only that, know what we're all about here. And, you know, there are some people out there who honestly think that conspiracists are way, way, way detached from reality. But then from the conspiracist you come across to us like zombies, like you can't see the bigger picture of what's going on in the ruling elite and the control agenda and all of that. So I wanted to create a space where people of all can just have a real moment just to actually critically think about situations in life and what's going on. And, you know, since then we've had episodes on so much stuff, like even special guests, from humanitarians to someone who was in a coma, and to I know, Michael, that's your favorite episode, isn't it? So that we've done so far. To people who like Faye, she does human design. Who even know what human design was? And then obviously, like during the year, I've been practicing, and Michael, you've been practicing, and other viewers and followers have been practicing. And this community of people who practice semen retention, and that for some people is like, what did he just say? And it's like,
I mean, I did try, but I didn't get very far because
you have to get some every day.
You can't really do it if you're a woman, but
exactly. But watch the episode, because you got to critically understand where we're coming from here. And obviously, remember when that episode, I talk so much, don't I? Remember that episode of like when Channel 5 they done a Black Anne Boleyn, and we did an episode like, hold on a minute, you can't have a historical figure or a person of history played by an actor of a different race. It just doesn't make sense. That's like if we did an episode, if we saw a film of, I don't know, Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. Yeah, Martin Luther King, and it's played by Brad Pitt. Really?
It just wouldn't work.
You can't do it. So if you haven't seen that episode, watch that episode. But yeah, like Michael, Liz, what was one of your like highlight episodes? What really like got your mind, like, I don't know, degenerate thinking, like,
I've got like a mixture of favorites. Like I've thoroughly enjoyed doing every single one and participating in every single one. And I'm waiting for my award in the post, Jules, for that. So thanks. But no, like I loved the ones from the beginning, like when it was Lucas, Chicken, and myself and Jules. Obviously, Michael, you were, in the background, but we just didn't know about you at the time. They were really funny. Like I loved how different it was, like how we all brought something different to the table. I loved how Lucas was a lot younger, and I miss his blackboard at the back with all of his, with all of his educational information on. And I just like the ghost episode was hilarious, because that was one of my favorites, because it always sticks in my mind because it just lifted me up so much that day. And I know that a lot of viewers found it really funny as well. And
I mean, that's the one that made me want to get on.
Yeah, exactly. And it was Jules when he was like acting like he was talking to the ghost. He was like, hold on a minute. And it was just like, it's really funny. It was just really funny but it was a bit freaky as well, because I must admit, like after that episode, I kind of was a bit like, oh, I'm here on my own. They've all gone now.
So the episode the episode for the viewers, and by the way, let's just give a shout out to our viewers. I mean, Christ, we've grown from when we started. The channel itself was very, very young and very, very new. What we were going for, we didn't even know really what we were trying to put together, and it just sort of evolved as it went. And now we're up to like 275 subscribers on the YouTube, and we've got like over 400 on the Facebook. It's growing, and it's like, wow, this is people are actually interested in what we're talking about, maybe and because they do think about it but don't have people to talk about it with,
and also I think it's just good to just be authentic, and just be able to listen in and chat, and they comment and we get back to them. I've had messages from people, I know you guys have had messages from people, and we chat with them, we can communicate with them. So I just think it's really, really good.
Yes, definitely.
I think as well, we do talk about things. Sorry, Jules. We do talk about things as well that I think that some people think, oh yeah, I was thinking that, or I've been questioning that. And then it's always good as well, because we're not just one-sided on here. We've all
So the idea is like, one thing for sure. And this is like, I love that you mentioned about like Chicken, Chris and Lucas, because it didn't start with Michael, myself and Liz. Like we had actually on the first few episodes, which no one's seen, by the way, I've recorded it and I'm saving it for the 10-year anniversary. We had like 9 people on, and I'm not going to say their names, but we had loads of people on, and we were all talking about so much stuff. And you just got to stay tuned for that, because that's going to be like a big thing in like 10 years time, 10-year anniversary.
So buzzing.
Yeah, however big the podcast is, I'm definitely going to release that first episode, because it was just
full of energy.
That's what stormed. Yeah, that's what set it up.
We just sell it now, the date on it, so then even if you forget it in 10 years time, it will just
come out.
I won't forget it though, 100%. I'm doing this forever now. I absolutely love this Elite Thinking Club, and I want to say, right, moving forward, that the reason why I love it so much is because of what you highlighted, Liz. Like, it is the viewers, it is the hosts and the special guests as well. Toward the end of last year, we had some really good special guests. I want to give a shout out to Faye, Aron, Matt, because, you know, they were some of my favorite episodes, just to get people from different walks of life, seeing what they're up to, and just get them on the show, get them a bit of exposure as well, because they're doing remarkable things. And that then led me on to what I've actually got planned for the Elite Thinking Club and all of our viewers and subscribers, okay? But I don't want to say anything yet. I'm going to say it later on in the episode, so just hold tight for that. Michael, I know that Aron's book really, and his story and getting him on the show, it really, you lit up. Like, I lit up. Let's get it right. I was excited. I was so excited. But
that is one of my favorites. That is one of my favorite episodes.
I picked that one. I said that straight away.
I know.
It is so remarkable.
His story just blew me away. And like I pointed out in there, it's just like he's done all that stuff. 8 years of being in the army, at least, going on tour them many times, not really being injured, and then God, and then nearly puts him down. It's like
mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just crazy. So
what blew my mind?
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, go on, hold it. Like, what? Yeah. So what Michael's talking about, if you haven't done so already, this episode by Never Really Over is the book that Aron put together to talk about his experience in a coma. So he was battling like a life-threatening infection that he got from a gardening injury that literally had him fighting for his life. So he was in a coma for something like, what was it? 10 days? No, 4 days, 5 nights. But when the concept of time is stripped, and you know, you're not actually living in our world, you're living in like some dimension that your mind goes to. He was there for a month, and the book talks about what he was seeing, what he was witnessing, and the experiences. And if anything, it sounds like a real busy trip, like DMT, which the body, I want to do an episode on this. The body releases DMT when you die. So it's like you have this flush of DMT, and maybe that's why the body releases it, because it helps the mind go to new dimensions. I'm not even sure, but basically anyone who's done a DMT trip, message us, let us know what you experienced. Saying that, someone did email me, talking about like we get messages. Someone emailed me and said, I love that episode with Aron because I've actually been on a trip and it sounds very similar to what he experienced. So I'm actually going to try and get that person on. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Because it's like a common thing. Like, everyone's coma is different, but no one really knows what they're going through whilst being in a coma. So yeah, we're gonna get Aron on again this year. No, maybe not this season, but this year, let's get him on again, see how well his book's doing, see how he's doing. And definitely.
An update. Hopefully he'll, I want to get it signed, to be fair.
It freaks me out, the thought of ever being in something like a coma, or even being put to sleep for like a operation. It just scares me. Like, where do you go? What's going on? Like, you're out.
But at the same time, it's exciting because your brain is the most powerful computer there is.
Just switch ourselves off and then switch on again is like so scary. Here's a question. Like, highlight what Michael just said. The brain is the computer, so it's got processing power, and yes, it stores like data, files, all that good stuff, like as we know it, right? It's obviously a lot more to it than that. But do you believe that the brain and the mind are the same thing? Oh.
I'd love to know what the viewers think. Like, that question right there. Like, is it the same thing? It can't be the same thing. Like the brain is the human body.
At the back, like the computer, and then like your mind. Yeah, your mind could kind of be a mixture of both.
Yeah. Like, what is mind? Is mind consciousness? Like, because if the body dies, the consciousness doesn't die, does it? Like, or does it need the brain to create consciousness? This is like where we go with the Elite Thinking Club. I want to know what you guys think.
I think it needs the blood flow to work in. Yeah.
So I believe that there's
because consciousness is a state of mind, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a state of mind, consciousness. So,
but what influences consciousness? That's what I'm saying. It can't be the brain. Or is it the brain?
Well, it's everything around you.
Yeah, it's
everything around you. So you'd have to be kind of there and present in order.
Sure, I don't know. Do you know who we need? We need Faye. Get Faye back on the show. She does human design. So that's another episode that I absolutely love. Yeah,
I just have to do a shout out to Faye and just say thank you, because she actually contacted me this week and sent me my human design, my actual human design. And I am just so like, I'm just like checking out. She's done like me a YouTube video on every single like concept of my human design, and I'm going through it, and I'm just so like wrapped up in it. I just want to literally just dive right into it and learn all about it. So thank you, Faye, for that.
Yes,
that
big
was one
shout
of my
out to
favorite
Faye.
episodes. Actually, that was one of my other favorite episodes, having Faye on, and I was really intrigued and I wanted to learn more about it. So yeah, that's really good. I'm really excited about that, and I think anybody that was interested, definitely go onto the website and check it out. Definitely.
I will tag it in the description, guys. So if you do like anything that interests you on this episode about last year and all of the seasons that we covered and episodes that we covered, guys, it will all be in the description. So I want to give a shout out.
Ones. Oh, sorry.
Just before we forget, like obviously, guys, in case you haven't noticed, Mads is no longer with us, and I'm never gonna forget her input, because we spoke about Lucas, spoke about Chris, and people's lives. This is a commitment that we're committed to, and it's okay for us to continue it. But for some people, they can't commit, and it's like, okay, cool, things have happened. But I just want to give a massive shout out to Mads, because we love you still, Mads. It isn't, you know what I mean? We love you very, very much. But Mads won't be joining us for season 4, but who knows where the future may lead to? Who knows? But
it's gonna be weird without you. But talking about commitment, it's like, so I was in Nottingham today having a few cocktails. I got my mate round.
Is that where the hat came from?
I was going to say, where the hat?
Did you win it?
No, I had to pay for it. If you spend over a certain amount, you get the hat for free. But my mate's come up from Hertfordshire, and I've still left him downstairs to come do this.
Oh mate, well, he's probably if he's tuned in, drop a comment and let Michael know how you're feeling.
Well, he's playing VR.
Fair enough. Oh my god, yeah. So VR, right, guys? I need to tell you about something. Right, I've recently started watching on Netflix. Your Home Made Perfect, or My Home Made Perfect. Right, it is a virtual reality concept where someone goes to the TV, goes to the show and says, I want you to redesign a specific room in my house, or the actual house, or just make it as good as you can make it. And these two designers are literally head to head trying to battle who can design the new design the best. Then what they do is they use the VR headset on the client, and it shows like the virtual reality of the house, so they feel like they're in the new house without being in the new house, so they can decide how it's going to feel and how it's going to look before they commit to it. And that made me think about so much stuff, because I had actually someone today message me about the metaverse and moving into crypto space and NFTs and Easter egg, guys, she was like, do you think that's a good idea? Do you feel like we're disconnecting from what we're supposed to be? And I'm like, well, you know what, if VR can show me what something's going to be like before I do it, it would then give me that extra comfort in knowing what I'm getting myself into before I get into, like a new kitchen build or like a new loft conversion. Do you know what I mean? And it's very precise with the scaling, because VR is built that way, isn't it? And it made me think about so much stuff. Sitting in the interior of a car. Like, have you seen the Black Panther Marvel movie when Shuri is like driving the car from the office?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And she's like still driving a physical car, and it's like, that's brilliant. And then obviously Tony Stark, Iron Man, he is actually in the suit but wearing the VR headset version, so the suit's doing everything it's supposed to do, but he's just VR. Then that made me I started going off. I was thinking, wow, like we could have like drones, drones controlled by VR, and
they already are. Drones are controlled by VR at the moment. I was watching today when I was in Hooters. They were doing drone racing, and they were wearing VR headsets.
In Hooters?
Racing, yeah. No, not in Hooters. Because it's a sports bar, so there was
Right.
Like
Let's talk
football
about
and
let's
stuff
talk about
on the
Hooters though. If you go to Hooters, you don't want to be wearing VR. You're there for Hooters.
Well, I'm there for chicken.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
everyone's got their reasons. Yeah.
Michael, well
Yeah. Michael says the
said.
chicken.
Hey,
See, I'm
I
veggie.
said about this
So
today.
when I go, I'm totally there for the Hooters. Like,
I was gonna say.
I don't eat the chicken.
I said this today. I said if the ladies stopped wearing what they wore, if they just wore normal waitress outfits, I'll still be going. But
Yeah,
anyway,
of course.
it was on the TV screen. This the
Yeah.
VR. I mean, and you can buy from a shop out down the road called Curry's a VR headset, and actually you can do the drone on it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to metaverse and if you just a hint for people, if you're good at designing stuff digitally, design some clothes for VR, and you'll be able to make a shop in multiverse, in the digiverse.
Yeah, yeah.
And just have a shop.
like that. I like that. You know what, guys? I intend to get someone
confusing to me.
Right, I was going to say, Liz, I intend to get a guest on the show who knows a thing or two about, let's talk about crypto, let's talk about metaverse, let's talk about what Michael's talking about, which in essence has already been done. So if you play a computer game, right, for example, it's a very popular game, boom, and now it's just like found its happy playing field. You can buy skins, which are basically avatars, clothing, weapons, accessories, just buy them. And, you know, the kids go crazy for them because they can accessorize their avatar. Now, Michael, what you're talking about is actually having like a metaverse version of yourself who you can style. So you're talking about digitally creating clothing, which is called a skin for your avatar in the metaverse. And yeah, I agree. I'm excited about that too, because
I'm excited, but I'd get annoyed because my VR will probably have a better wardrobe than me in real life.
Well, I don't know, because it's going to
perfectly said, Liz. That is amazing. That's
like,
what someone messaged me today.
And I haven't got that in my wardrobe in real life.
Yeah.
So someone somewhere paid something like $250,000 just to own the house next to Snoop Dogg in the metaverse already.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Some hardcore fan.
No. Well, I'm out. I want it in real
the
life.
thing is, I thought about that for a while and I thought that's insane. But let me think about it. He's probably never going to get to meet Snoop Dogg. Well, not say meet, but you know, if you're a hardcore fan.
He probably has met him if he's got that money. Sorry, but if you've got that to spend in the metaverse, like, can you imagine his house in real life? It depends if
Snoop has said, no, I don't want to meet him.
Yeah.
This guy wants to pay all his money.
No. But the thing is, here's what smacks it then, right? So let's say that Snoop does go into the metaverse because he's already bought his place in the metaverse. So this guy obviously became his neighbor. Snoop's prepared to put on his glasses, his VR headset, and go there and have a good time. This guy, it's probably his dream to put on his headset and just be like, "What up, Snoop?" And Snoop gonna be like, "What up, cuz?" You know what I mean? And it's like he's having the conversation with him. How amazing!
Yeah. Isn't that
to
mad,
give that guy that experience?
That you go into that virtual reality and have that. It's just mad. It's crazy.
Yeah, but
in a good way. But also, it is. Yeah.
Right. So, guys, should I reveal our plan for this year? Love it. Right, guys, pin your ears back to all the viewers. And by the way, if you've got anything to say, go ahead and say it. Put it in the comments. I want to know what
before you do.
Okay.
Clive said, "Hello, you beautiful lot."
Love that. Who said that?
Clive.
Who?
Clive.
Clive.
Oh, hi, Clive. Yes, Clive. Hi, Clive. Love that. Clive, you're going to love this because you obviously are a valued viewer. Mate, you're going to love this one. Right. Where do I begin? Okay, so talking about the metaverse, talking about this new digital cryptocurrencies, talking about where we're moving forward, okay? For anyone who knows anything about this space, there is something called NFTs. NFTs are non-fundable tokens, right? And these things are created to almost become like a deed. They can become a deed for something of value. Now, for those people who don't know, this has been happening a lot. The NFT boom is huge. It's taken off. There are people like buying and selling NFTs to make money. They are trading these NFTs almost like playing cards. So what does that mean? It means that this digital thing that you have, like and it could be an MP3 file. It could be a lot of NFTs are digital art. So and you can also have like videos as well, all made into NFTs. So what you're what you're buying in essence is the original. That's what makes the NFT so valuable. Now, let's take it a new step further. You buy this digital thing, the original of something, that's what? Let's say a piece of music or the original Mona Lisa, yeah? You buy that as an NFT, digital. Why so important to have it as an NFT? Because the NFT is saved in blockchain technology, which is very safe and very secure if you know what you're doing. Now, why NFT? Why not just do it like a bank transfer and have it in a thing? Because you know, and I know from past and present, let's get it right, it's just not a very trustworthy system, the bank system. They're not in it for our best interest. We're tied into it, we're caught up in it, and we're not actually in complete control of our finances. That's where cryptocurrency comes in. But let's talk about why I'm so passionate about NFTs, because I've figured out something that's going to benefit us as a community in the Elite Thinking Club and build the Elite Thinking Club and make positive changes for our viewers for the Elite Thinking Club. So I've got to work over the Christmas holiday and I've put together a nice batch of NFTs, and we are going to be releasing these NFTs to you, the viewers. There are a few conditions and they're very simple. All you need to be is subscribe to our YouTube channel, be a loyal member, put in the comments every now and then, and you can own an original NFT, Elite Thinking Club NFT. They are going to be released later on in the year. Keep your ears and eyes peeled for that, because I'm going to be doing it on the Instagram. I'm going to be uploading it on the Facebook. So you're going to see it before you buy it. Now, why buy it? What value do I get from having this NFT? I mean, I can't just be put my money in it and that's it, right? No, every NFT worth something has value behind it, right? We, as the Elite Thinking Club, would love you, the loyal subscribers and loyal viewers, to be on the show. We want you to join us and have your moment on the show to talk about whatever you want to talk about. You can question us, you can bring to the table something we've never heard of, and be part of the Elite Thinking Club. We're building this community. So why do you... Yes, exactly, Liz. I love that. So why do you need the NFT? Why do you need the NFT though? Right, so let's say that I release 5 NFTs. So the very first people who are ready to get these NFTs, you get the first NFTs, right? That's 5 people. On every end of every episode, we will do a Google random number generator. So for the first 5, it's only 1 to 5. The numbers go and number 3 gets called out. Whoever owns NFT number 3, you will be contacted by us, or contact us and we will get you on the next show. You need to let us know what you want to talk about. You want to know who you are, and you don't have to. You could just own the NFT to be part of the Elite Thinking Club, but you have the ticket to come on the show. Now, where does
it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, isn't it?
I was just thinking
like the golden ticket.
It is. It really is. Now, this is even better. Now, honestly, guys, you're gonna love this even more. Now,
are you allowed to buy it if you're already on it? Asking for a friend. Right.
I was gonna say, okay. Hear me out, Liz. Hear me out. You're gonna love this one, right? We are going to be releasing NFTs as we continue to grow as a podcast. So the more we become, the more popular we become, and the more people we get on board, the more NFTs will be releasing. I mean, we've already got 275 subscribers. So therefore, potentially, we should have 275 NFTs. But it doesn't mean you only have to buy one NFT. You could buy more than one if you want to buy more than one. But why would you buy more than one? And that's this reason, and this reason alone. You can actually profit from NFTs on resale. So there are people out there now who have purchased NFTs very cheap, and they've held onto these NFTs. It's called holding, right? And trading on. Basically, as the value of the NFTs increases with whatever is attached to it, so does the value of the resale. So let's say you buy an NFT for £10, for example, right? And that £10 NFT grants you access to entrance to something. There's a very popular one called, is it the Bored Ape Yacht Club or something like that? Along those lines. And basically what it does is it allows the owners of the NFTs access, special VIP access to the membership of the club. Now, in case you don't know, many people bought these NFTs very cheap, and they've resold them to up to £40,000. That is ridiculous. Whoa. Resale. And they bought them very cheap for like $10. Now they're $40,000. Now, us at the Elite Thinking Club, we're not massive yet. However, we are going to be massive. So if imagine you bought something very cheap right now and held on to it, and then later on down the line when we're booming and we've got over 10,000 subscribers and we're live and kicking, and you own one of the original NFTs that you bought cheap, can you imagine what the resale will be when someone says, I want to be on that show? You want to be on that show? You have to buy an NFT. Well, when are you releasing the next batch? We're not. We only have 1,000
Michael,
NFTs.
we need to get in on this time.
We are in on it. We're part of it. But yes, this is for our viewers and our subscribers. So guys, like you're probably thinking, Jules, what do I need to do? Well, guys, you can get excited because we're very excited. I mean, this is all part of it. And I think the best thing for you to do right now is to just prepare yourself for when we release the first batch, which will be very, very soon, the first batch. How are we going to buy and sell them? Well, you need to get your head around, first and foremost, cryptocurrency and the marketplace, which is very easy to do. All you need to do is go on OpenSea.com. I say that again, OpenSea.com. I'll put it in the description for you. Click on that, set yourself up an account. You will have an account to store your NFTs, and you'll also get an attached crypto wallet. And I highly recommend, Meta? One sec. I highly recommend MetaMask. That's the one I use, and they are apps on your phone as well. So you'll constantly have access to it. MetaMask wallet. That simple. When we release the NFTs on OpenSea, as long as you've got funding in your wallet, you can purchase one and it will be stored in your account, in your wallet, boom. And then when we do the live draw, you know, depending on which one you have or however many you have, you can increase your chances by being on the show. If you bought like more than one, you can have 5 if you want. And yeah, you'll most likely be on the show and you will own a piece of the Elite Thinking Club. And there you go.
Yeah. Going from that, there was some talk, and there will be some talk of other things that Elite Thinking Club are doing. So we're not going to be locked down to just podcasts. There's some talk about some adventures.
Oh, I heard that apparently there's going to be like a male strip thing or something. Now, obviously, I can't take part in that. But
that's just for you. That's a private.
Liz, we don't talk about behind the scenes stuff on live.
Sorry. I thought you were giving the viewers full Monty again. Sorry.
No, they got to pay for that.
Oh, okay. NFTs. Get the NFTs. Can you imagine if we get somebody that buys on it, they get drawn, and then they're like, right, I want to talk about this tonight, and it could be a real dishy episode.
It could be. It could be really juicy, and
that's
why it's exciting.
We're gonna have to do the episode. We're tied in. Well, we're tied in.
I know. Be kind, guys. Be kind.
Yeah. I mean, there is a few ideas in post about exploring and other stuff.
I absolutely love it. So yes, Michael's talking about our vow that when we get 500 subscribers, Michael's actually going to get the Elite Thinking Club tattoo. He's going to get the Thought Bubble Elite Thinking Club on his body. So guys, help us get to 500 subscribers. I mean, we're over halfway, so we're definitely going to get there. And not only that, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we are going to be meeting up and going to Canewdon Church in Essex, Rochford to be precise.
I can't wait to do this.
I
really want to go and do this.
Hopefully that'll be the first of our adventures out
that we do, and we are going to film us. It's going to be like the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be very scary. Right, guys, they're probably thinking, what's Canewdon then? What is that? We did an episode on Anne Boleyn, and she is like from Rochford, and she used to dwell here. And you know, rumor has it, not even rumors, like this was legit, that people thought she practiced witchcraft. Then, if you look up Canewdon here in Essex and Rochford, it is a place where there is I don't want to call it a wives' tale, old wives' tale, or a myth, or a legend, but there are apparently witches in Canewdon, and they meet up and they do rituals and ceremonies around the church. I've actually been to the church one Halloween, right? And I'm not going to lie to you, it's really eerie. If I wasn't with other people, I wouldn't have got out of the car. That's a fact. It's on a hill.
That makes me want to go even
the moonlight
more.
hits different, and it is scary as F, man. I'm telling you, it's not.
I love witches. So
I'll tag the episode for you guys if you want to watch that. It's definitely,
that was one of my favorite episodes. It also got mentioned on our ghost and spirits episode Do you remember when we were talking about like ghosts and hauntings and stuff?
Yes.
That was on that. You mentioned it there as well. You mentioned about it. So yeah.
If you want us to go and do that live episode, guys, get us up to 1,000 subscribers. Tell people about the Elite Thinking Club. Tell them about the exclusive NFTs and how you can be on the show, because I'm sure you or someone you know definitely has something they want to talk about or get off their chest. And we're all for it. We have episodes talking about like, you know, gender equality. We had an episode that was about child obesity and do you think it's abuse? And I'm sure everyone everywhere has their view and opinion on it. But if you really want your voice heard, you can get on this show. But to get on the show, you do need to be part of the show, and you must buy yourself an NFT from the Elite Thinking Club.
It's like your key. It's like your key unlocking the door and getting in. So definitely.
And we will do the draw.
I like the Charlie and Chocolate Factory thing. I like that idea.
Yeah, the golden ticket. Yeah. I love that.
Right, guys. I know it's the 1 year anniversary. I know we're really excited about moving forward, and it is awesome. This new space and what we're doing is great. But let's take it back to some of the things that we talked about or we've experienced as a collective, as a community, as people, right, during this pandemic, because that's where it all stemmed from. I mean, do you remember when, like, the petrol shortage crisis? Remember? And everyone was going a bit like,
it went mental for no fucking reason.
And
I literally, I left a few
even the
days
toilet rolls as well.
Yeah,
like toilet rolls, no pasta on the shelves. I was like, it did feel a little bit like the world was starting to crumble. The world was just like, is this the start of Armageddon? And even on days when you try to be like really positive and think, oh no, it's okay, don't let it get to you, you just walk around a shop and it would feel really eerie, you know, because the shelves would be empty, or like you say, the petrol stations would be closed. Now so
I want to ask you two a question, like seriously, I'll ask you two a question now. And for the viewers, right, if you guys have been following us from the start or you've watched our previous episodes, you'll know that we are very like okay with our opinions. Even if we're wrong, we're fine with that, right? This podcast is dedicated to critical thinking, and you can only do that when you're honest. So I'm going to be honest, 2 years I avoided COVID, and actually I had it over Christmas just gone. It wasn't very pleasant, wasn't very nice, and it did hit different to the point where I actually had to reevaluate how I thought about it, because, you know, when you aren't affected by something, it doesn't really hit home, does it? It doesn't really have that same impact as, you know, when you do get it. And I've had it now, and I honestly can say that this thing is real, and it does like affect even fit, healthy people like myself. Very fit, very healthy, I take pride in that. I've worked very hard to be this fit and healthy and bulletproof, if you will. Yet I still managed to get it. And it definitely helped me to appreciate where vulnerable people are coming from. Now, it didn't, right, make me feel like I had to get vaccinated, but it did make me appreciate those who have. Why? Yeah. You know,
well, not everyone is predominantly life-threatening to those who are vulnerable and that have underlying health issues, because they have a weaker immune system. And you are fantastically fit. You know, Jules, you look after yourself. Yeah, so even though, you know, and your immune system fought to keep you well and fight through it, and now you have the antibodies, so you'll be even stronger now. It won't probably even touch you again. But yes, that's those who are vulnerable. Those are the people that absolutely need to be looked after, and you know, to shield themselves as well. And rightly so. That's like with anything, but especially with a new virus.
And it is a new virus. Let's get that right. Like, it's only been 2 years, which I know feels like a lifetime, but it has only been 2 years. Like, we should still keep in the mindset that this is a relatively young thing. Like, it's not, you know, it's not like we've been living with this for decades. It's
no, but although on a positive, like the Omicron, you know, they have admitted now that it is, as per the South African doctor stated originally, it is a lot milder version of the virus. And, you know, if you're vaccinated, then technically, if it's milder, it shouldn't really touch you if you're vaccinated. So
yeah, so I'm still on the same mindset.
I am 100%.
If you want to get vaccinated, then by all means, go get vaccinated.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's your choice, your body.
I'm personally today, and I foresee the future. I don't want it.
No, I definitely won't be getting vaccinated. I have no reason to want it. And
can you appreciate why others would get it though?
Yeah,
oh,
that's what I'm saying.
100%. And I said from the start,
said
from the start, those who should have been given it, which we were originally led to believe, if you do remember, that it would be available instantly, and for those who were vulnerable. Then it suddenly went to everybody, and that's where it was like, whoa, hold on. It was originally supposed to just be for them, because it was those people who originally were supposed to shield, and we were supposed to keep away from. Wasn't
it has been handled very it was handled like, you know, many like different views and opinions of how it should have been, how it shouldn't have been. But this then,
I think also, a lot of truths are now coming out now, and I think people are kind of starting to feel less confused, and pennies are dropping, and you know, it's kind of making a bit more sense now.
If there's one thing that I definitely want to create, is that ability for people to have a headspace to expand their vision on the world, because perspective is everything. You can't be everyone, and therefore you can't know every walk of life. But it is very important, I think, for people to appreciate different walks of life. Like, I met this guy today. His name's Abdul, and he's Muslim, and he practices Islam. And what got our conversation, like, really, it was me and my interest in him. I was like, he goes, oh, I'll be back in a bit. I need to go and pray. And, you know, I never really took the time to really get to know someone else like that. And some people don't. They think they know, but you don't know. You think you know, but you don't actually know. So I said to him 5 times a day, and he was like, yeah. And I was like, is there like rules? Is there like, and he's like, well, you know, if I can't do it with others of my religion properly, in a proper way, this is me trying to remember what he said, but I can't exactly remember what he said. And he said, but I do have to do it privately, and I have to be facing a certain way, and loads of detail. And I was like, wow, like, what a whole new life, like literally a whole new life and perspective of life, you know? And it was just, it was amazing.
I love learning stuff about other people and how they live, because you don't know unless you've walked a mile in somebody else's shoes. You don't know.
For real. And I tried to get him on the show, believe it or not.
with all of what you were saying about what we can appreciate in all of this is, you know, I certainly have completely, all I've wanted throughout all of this is to be pushing for pro-choice, and for people to have the choice and the voice to do as they please with their lives and their body. We should have that freedom. And also the empathy. I've seen the lack of empathy towards humanity throughout all of this. I've also seen those who have filled my cup up with helping me believe in humanity again. And
I love that.
Yeah, and that's what we need. We need that, because then the division doesn't, you know, become big. If we have the empathy for one another, that's your reasons for that. That's my reasons for this, you know, and that's how
Liz,
it should
we
be.
love you. I know that. Liz, you're amazing, guys. Give a shout to Liz. Like, come on now. This is let's right. No, I'm serious. Talking about humanity as well. We had another guest on the show, Matt Unsworth. The guy is literally planting trees for every subscriber he gets to his YouTube channel. So we are associated with him or affiliated with him on the YouTube, so you can find him quite easily. And yes, subscribe to his YouTube channel and help plant some trees. Not only that, he is actually creating business that plants more trees from the profit of his business. So I'm actually going to get him back on the show, because I need him to talk more about what he's doing. He's doing more and bigger, better things.
Amazing.
And honestly, guys, if you want to be, you know, do your bit, do your bit. You can't do it yourself. Pay some, but obviously he's got is that easy way for you to do it. Like, for example, he owns a website hosting company business, and what that means is, like, you might have Wix or you might have GoDaddy.com or domains or whatever, stuff like that. Transfer over to him, and he's kept it the same price bracket as them, but the difference being is he plants trees. For every monthly payment you pay, he plants trees. They don't plant trees. And this is the thing. It's them sustainable changes and those things that can really make a massive impact. So yeah, empower to him. Get him on the show. I'm going to get him on the show, and then we'll do another episode talk about humanity. Right. Remember the episode that we spoke about star signs And
Oh yeah, I love that. Oh, and you tricked us, didn't you, Michael? You tricked us, and I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely me. Oh yeah, yeah. And then you're like,
Yeah.
actually, that's Scorpio or that's Leo, and I was like, oh yeah.
for real. So if you haven't done so, you should
But
watch
then
that
what you
episode.
did say was right about us, because me and Jules are in the same bracket. We are
We
both
are.
Aquarians and
Yeah.
proud.
Yeah, for real, for
Yeah.
real.
So basically, anything I would have read out, you would have said, yeah, that's us.
So you were being a bit like the government there, and we were just believing, weren't we?
Going along with it.
You were just like that.
Mads
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. She was like, I need this. Don't take this from me.
Yeah.
Please tell me the
Yeah,
truth.
she kept it. She kept it. Bless her. She was not letting
great.
go of what you said. But
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was good. That
I
was
did
really
that
good.
from.
And
I watched Darren Brown do it, because Darren Brown got like 100 people, and he gave them all an envelope which looked personalised, and they all read it, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, this is me, this is me. And then when they actually showed it to each other, every single one was exactly the same.
but it
But
kind of
everyone
like,
was like, yeah, I was like, no, definitely me.
see, I don't know what it is, but I feel quite drawn to the moon, the stars. I love all of that kind of thing. So for me, I do believe in it. I know some people think it's absolute toilet rubbish, but you know, I don't. I like it. I like to feel like we are aligned with the universe, and that we are kind of all aligned to each other and connected. We are.
Yes,
So
exactly.
yeah.
And this is the thing. Like,
And
you
I
know,
also have to say
go on, Liz.
that some of the viewers, I loved it, because when they were interacting with us about that, and they were saying, some of them were coming on and they were like, yep, that's totally me. Yep, I'm a Leo through and through. Yep, Aquarians rule. We do, by the way. I was just like, yes, I'm loving this. And yeah, there was a few that actually
Libra
got in contact
following. Libra following.
and said that they really enjoyed that episode, and they found it really good fun just learning about us as well, like finding more out about us. So yeah,
it is nice. And I believe in I believe in compatibility. I do believe that certain people have certain energy about them if they're born at specific timings, because we are governed by things greater than us that we can't explain. I mean, we've got science to try and help us explain, but it really doesn't really always get to the bottom of it. Like, for example, we did an episode on the star signs and horoscopes, and that does dwell into what some people believe to be sorcery. We are looking at the stars and the moons and sky, and we're trying to govern our lives by it. But what you're doing, in essence, is meddling with forces way beyond your ability. Like, and you're trying to read energy that you don't need to. Just be. This was something that I heard the other day as well. Someone said to me, like, we're so built to be human beings, but we're just constantly being human doings. You know what I mean? Like, we don't just be. Do you know what I mean? And it did make me think. Right. massive shout out to everyone who contributed to our most recent episode, double episode on Kyle Rittenhouse trial. So if you haven't done so, you should definitely watch those 2 episodes and let us know what you think about this, because that stemmed from something, again, that was highlighted during the pandemic, which is the Black Lives Matter movement, and people trying to raise awareness of just how systemic racism, and still today racism against police brutality, and the awareness of how there is a huge divide in mindsets and like the world we live in. But then it also highlights as well how many people are actually just so stupid. Like, you are trying to fight for something, yet you are contributing to its existence. You're not doing yourself any favors. Like, you can't just turn around and say, because I'm black, I'm flipping underprivileged and all this shit. Or what are you doing to get yourself out of it? Rare tear tear. And then there's white people saying that all lives matter. And it's just like, but do you understand about systemic racism? Do you even know the world you live in? And a lot of veils of truth were getting lifted. And we done a couple episodes on that. We got why facts matter, because that's important. But then back to what I was talking about, the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, where there is a white kid from America who was facing 6 charges, life in prison, for trying to stand up for his community. You'll love the episode. You got to see it, guys. That was
from that. I actually watched some stuff the other day. A lawyer was I watched a guy on YouTube. The lawyer was talking about there's like 10 facts that the media actually lied about. So what they were trying to push for ages, and even after he got found not guilty, and it came out that it was all bollocks, because they were saying that he got driven from his hometown to this place. He had a gun on him at the time, which bollocks. He drove there himself. Is the gun that he brought in the state that he shot the people in. He brought it in that state. They tried saying that it was illegal for him, which it wasn't, because he brought it in that state and it was legal for him. For ages as well, people still thought it was he shot 2 black people. For ages.
I know, because of the way it was misinterpreted, and because of the way the MSM, play it to the people, to their viewers. They know exactly. The MSM are trying to teach you and tell you how to think and what to think, and that's what's scary, because we must always, regardless of what we are told from whoever we are told, whether it's the MSM, teachers, coaches, work colleagues, friends, family, we must always question it. We must always have our own mind, and we must always be seekers of truth, 100%, because without it, we are prisoners. The truth sets you free. Drop mic.
But it's definitely worth watching that thing. Is the 10 lies by the media, and like I said, it's still after the trial come out, even after they prove that these things didn't happen, the media was still sitting there saying these lies that they fucking made up in the first place. They never apologise for being wrong.
What they want. They believe their own lies. They want you to believe that with them. Yeah, if they keep pledging it long enough, people will believe it. People will believe it.
So, just saying it, Kyle Rittenhouse should sue all these people for trying to.
I hope he does, because it's miscarriage of justice. Total miscarriage of justice, and it's defamation. And not only that, how frustrating must it feel when you're actually going through that? You know exactly what happened because you were there. And then you're being portrayed to the world as something that you're not. You must go home each night, and it must be infuriating. And so it would drive me insane knowing that. How are they getting away with saying that about us? Or how are they getting away with doing
that? They tried linking him with this because he had pictures like this, which is meant to be white power or white supremacy or something. So because he was doing this, or like the one on your leg. Oh, no, that used to be I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then on your leg, if you put it on your leg and someone looks at it, they get a punch. That's the same thing that you've got. And then also, if you watch the owl thing, he used to do like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So all of these things is that same symbol, but because he got pictures of that, they said he's in white supremacy and he does this and he does that. And they looked into it. The people that say with us, like they go all through your social background.
This is what I mean.
No, he's not. he's not in his group.
Yes, so people watching, they're going to be thinking, okay, I've not heard about this, or what are you actually talking about? Well, it is big, it's huge. I mean, it's probably one of our most viewed videos on our channel and podcast at the moment. Like, it's really big news. So take a look at it. You might just see something that you probably never would normally see, because remember, like Liz says, and I agree with her, MSM, the mainstream media, are very good at letting you see what they want you to see, or only giving you little pieces and snippets of information and cherry picking certain truths and then spinning it to make it sound like something else. And it's difficult because we live in a world where we are so busy that sometimes all you want is a direct answer. Just give me the flipping fact now. I mean, we are seeing a huge amount of younger generations with a shorter attention span, and that's simply because we are lacking the time to process too much. It's like we don't have the time, quite literally, because we're born in a world where things are already set up to the point where it's so set up that you're born running. Like, you literally are born running. Like, you are in the system, you go in with it, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, you're gonna not succeed in it. And unfortunately, we all know that succeeding in this system is difficult, because it's a rat race. It is a huge
so much is put on us at such a young age. So much is put on and so much is expected of us. And we just, like you said, going back to what you said, we just need to be beings.
Human beings.
We need to simplify things, just strip it back. We don't need all of what we've got going on. And yes, there's positives and pros to advanced technology and
do you know
lots of things.
One of my most viral TikToks was me losing my shit on camera. Like I was literally like, how the fuck? Like, what are we? I'm losing my shit. Like, what's going on? Like, it's so busy. And if you're not following us already on other socials, please follow us. Find us. You find Liz on Insta. Find me and Michael on Insta and TikTok. And yeah, support us. And if you haven't done so already, guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Because if you've watched the episode this far, you know that you're in on it. Plus, keep your eyes and ears peeled for the NFTs. This is going to be massive, guys. I'm telling you, we're going to grow together and we're going to take off. And when you see them, because I've been working really hard on making these, I had to develop some skill, not going to lie. You're going to be like, oh, okay, I get it. And it's exclusive. No NFT has ever duplicated it. It's the original and that is yours. You own that. And that's what makes it so valuable. That's what makes it so awesome. Plus, you're going to be on a show with us one day. You need an NFT if you want to be on the show. If you want to be on the show and you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, you could talk about your love for avocados if you want. Get on the show and do it.
I love avocados. Come on.
There you go.
And also, like I keep saying, when we branch out to other things, maybe there might be room.
Who knows where it leads? I mean, we had that conversation before, didn't we? About wouldn't it be amazing if we in the metaverse, everyone puts on their VR headsets and we're actually in a live studio audience that we create, that we could be in. Because if you watch that show that I mentioned earlier, honestly, seriously, guys, watch that TV show where they do the interior design, and it's just mind blowing at how they can make someone feel like they're already in their new home without doing anything to the home. And you can change the colors of the cupboards, you can change the cupboards, you can knock a wall through, you can, like, it's amazing. Honestly, I really enjoy the show, and it's one of my favorite shows now. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit of a guilty pleasure. It's awesome. But yeah, imagine that if we're in the metaverse and we've all got our glasses on and we're all taking part in a live episode, but you can't be in the live studio audience unless you own an NFT.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know.
Another one I keep talking about episode wise is the paradox of choice.
Love it.
Because I'm in the business of selling different things, and there's a lot of them are so of the muchness, like the same price is about the same thing, and then you have people in there like, I'm like, well, this is the paradox of choice. Yeah,
definitely. There is a huge paradox of choice. That's a good episode. I'll tag it. If you haven't seen it already, guys, watch it. The paradox of choice episode. Where we literally
I loved the moon one as well, and I loved the Harry and Meghan one. Sorry, they're all coming back to me now.
No, I actually forgot about the Harry and Meghan one. That is a great episode. Yeah, and
the
it's difficult though, isn't it? Because, like, according to David Icke, his nan's a lizard, and according to what's it, Ghislaine Maxwell, like his uncle's a pedo, and it's just how do you live with that? How can you live with that?
I was named after a lizard, and my nickname was Lizard as well.
Oh my god, I got sent a meme. I got sent a meme.
It's not good.
I got sent a meme, and it was like Prince Andrew talking to Queen Elizabeth, and it was them saying, he says, "See you later." No, in a while, crocodile, and see you later, alligator, and she says, "In a while, pedophile." Oh, spot on. Like, if she is a lizard and he is a pedo. So cruel, so mean. But that is an episode we should definitely cover. The flipping, is it Ghislaine Maxwell and her association with pedo rings and definitely. Jeffrey Epstein and ruling elites and all the
I'd really like to do one as well about social media. I know we did one before, but this one, just because I've noticed a few things recently, where you people have to really, and you actually started me on this, Michael, with what you just said about how when they can go back on your social media and they can see what you've put before, and like pictures, like you said about that Carl Rittenhouse. Well, I've seen I don't know if you've heard a few stories of a few reality stars where they have gone back on people's socials and then suddenly decided just to make it a story. They must be low on stories that day or that week, and they make it a massive thing, and it's
took it out of context.
Took it out of context, and they're like, oh, so and so said a racist tweet, or so and so said, and And there was a couple that they've been dropped by their agency. I think they were like Love Island stars. They've been dropped by their agency because of it. There was another lady that said something about work that was on Love Island. You know, we've all got 24 hours in the day. She's just been like, no, you know, because a lot of people have said, no, actually, we don't have the same life as you, which is, you know, we're all different. But it's just like, wow, the power of the media and being able to manipulate and cause that divide within a community and society where they just get that judgment from people, you know, from some past. We all have a past. Yes. But it's like, I can't imagine if I mean, I would never want to be, and nor am I going to be, but I can't imagine like if I became famous and then my old tweets or my old posts off of Facebook, things that I've got an opinion on or things that I felt passionate about being used against me later on and brought up from like 5 years ago, I would just stand by and say, I said it at that time because that is what I felt in that moment, and that's why I said it.
Do you know what? Here's what smacks it. Like, you can't get sanctimonious about it. Sorry, Michael. But it's like me trying to, like, now I've grown, I've developed, I've been educated, and that's why I changed my ways in certain things. Like, you know, it could be anything from the way I train my body to the way I consume you know, food and it's things from like little habits as well, you know, try and reduce the plastic and all this and that. But I'm not going to start crucifying people for not being aware. I'm not going to start crucifying people for being ignorant. That's not cool. Like you were once ignorant, you were once unaware, you were that person. So just remember that. And if you're not growing, you're dying. And it's really important for us.
And I think that would be a really good episode.
Yeah, definitely. I actually agree. You know what? Michael, it's going to be your one sec, Liz. If you're watching it right now and you're viewers and you've got some things you want to say it, because don't hold back. We're not the type to start crucifying people for your comments. We might not agree, and that's fine, but we're into critical thinking, and we can't do that without many inputs. And so definitely please do. Sorry to cut you up there, Liz, but Michael, you were going to say something before.
The problem is with that stuff is because a lot of celebrities have, like, I think Seth Rogen turned around and said that he doesn't agree with the comedy he wants done. All these presenters seem to all push the back to him at the same day. But what I'm saying is, like, there's like, say, 20-30% of the celebrities that are pushing this agenda of that shit. Because we don't like it today, it wasn't right back then. But that's how it was back then.
Like 40
towers. So that's why we should do an episode about it. I love that program.
Yeah, but if you look back on it.
But now they're like, no, we can't show that episode. And it's like, what? It's and there was,
you know what, it did serve during its time, because that was like what it was back then. But now we know actually that was a bit wrong. You can't, well, it's not you can't, but that's a bit wrong. You know, it is. Maybe they should take it down because we don't want to promote it in the future.
They wouldn't make it now, but that's what I'm saying. It's nostalgia, isn't it? So it's part of history. It's a historic program. Fair enough. You know, we can't take bits out of history that we don't like. It's like taking away the Holocaust. It's like taking away, you can't do that. We are who we are today because of the past. We have to learn from it. And if we don't learn from it, if we take it away, we're not going to learn anything from it. We don't grow.
We'll just do it all again.
Exactly. All again. You know, and that's and there's been several like high profile people that have been like axed or told they can't present the Oscars because of an old tweet from 10 years ago. And I'm like, wow, this is exactly. So
because he said something about his there's like a whole list. Gay. He joked about his son being gay, and now he can't do it.
If there's one thing I love about comedians is how they use their art or craft to address the elephants in the room. I mean, we're the Elite Thinking Club. We just want to have a light-hearted conversation about serious things, but we're prepared to explore it if you are. But what I love about comedians is some people say they've got no filter. Good, as long as it makes me laugh about it, because there's some things that need to be highlighted. And when Ricky Gervais got, was it the Oscars, and just let them have it, he was like, I'm going to say this. I'm calling you guys out because no one else has got the balls to do it, yet I can do it, and I'm going to do it and make people laugh about it, because if you can't laugh about it, you're going to cry about it. And trust me when I tell you, loads of people are already crying about it, so we've got to laugh about it. Love comedians for that. They're brilliant for that. 100% backing those. I might try and get a comedian on the show.
Let's do it. Yes.
Funny, you know what I mean,
Ricky Gervais.
I'll try and pull some strings, Liz.
I'll see him at the country club. I'll go get.
That's it.
I love Ricky Gervais.
Well, I got his hat.
One of my favorites.
I love you guys. you know, the viewers, you guys support us. Thank you so much. Like, we honestly, we're here a year later. This is our 1 year anniversary, and we just want to say a massive thank you for you guys. We're so looking forward to introducing this new concept that we've got going on to empower you and empower us at the same time. We'll grow together as a community. Honestly, this is going to be huge. So if you haven't done so already, guys, just open yourself an OpenSea.com account, get yourself a wallet in MetaMask, and just look forward to the future. We could be the very first. You could own your very first NFTs through us, and it's just going to be a great place to be. Liz, Michael, guys, I just want to say, here we are. Love you guys, and we're going to.
Can I just say something, please, Jules, to you specifically? I just want to say a massive thank you to you for bringing me in on this, and having me on here. And I cannot thank you enough for how it has helped me. You probably don't know how much it has helped me. I do try and tell you, but it has unknowingly helped me a lot, because I literally felt like I was losing my mind during the first lockdown, and I had a lot happen, and it helped me heal. So I just want to personally thank you for creating this. It's been like a free form of therapy.
Wait till you get your bill.
Yeah, no bill. I mentioned the word free. Okay.
Well,
nothing's
guys,
free in this world.
If you're watching and you're part of us, then we appreciate you. And Liz, Michael, guys, I just want to say that again. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Is there anything else that you guys want to say before we say goodnight?
No, just
look forward to next week.
Keep watching us. Help us grow, and we'll grow with you.
I love that. Right. Yeah. Well, for me and the team, everyone, everywhere, thank you so much for watching. And if you've got anything you want to comment. If you like, subscribe, hit the subscribe, and we'll just see you next time. So
see you next week.
Yeah. Peace and love.
Bye.
Oh.